Today we are going to discuss the paper of May-June 2025, paper 2. And keep this thing in your mind that this paper is a non-calculator paper, and these are the instructions we have to follow. You can see the time duration as well as you can see the total marks of this paper. Now these are the formula sheet we will have for this paper. Now this one is the first question. Question number 1, that shade one small square so that the diagram has only one line of symmetry. So what we can do is we can shade one small. Okay, now we can see that how we can make a line of symmetry. If this will be the line of symmetry, we can see that we have to shade this portion so that the graph will be same, so that we will have only one line of symmetry. Let's move to the second one. Shade one more small square so that the diagram has rotational symmetry of order 2. So rotational symmetry of order 2 means that what we have to do, this will be the diagram. If we shade this square, then the order of symmetry will be 2. Now let's move to the next one. Find the actual distance between the village P and the village Q. So what we have to do, we have to just measure the length, and they are saying that 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5 kilometers, and I have just measured the length on this paper. I have measured the length. You can see that if we measure the length of, we can use this paper and we can just simply measure the length, and we have seen that the length is 9 centimeter. So it means that, as we know that 1 centimeter represents 0.5 kilometers, so 9 centimeter will represent 4.5 kilometers. It means that this will be 4.5 kilometers. Let's move to the next one, that measure the bearing of village Q from village P. Now how we can find out the bearing? Just find out, bearing is basically the clockwise angle from the north. So this angle is of 110. We have used the compass and D to find out the angle, and we have used the scale to find out the length. So this angle is of 110 degrees. Let's move to question number 3. On question number 3, the diagram shows two straight lines intersecting two lines parallel. Find the value of x and find the value of y. Now how we can find out the value of x and value of y? Because we can use we know that these two lines are parallel. So this angle is of 65, this angle is of 45. So now we can easily find out the value of x. X will be, what we have to do is 180 minus 45 minus 65. So this will be 135 minus 65. So the answer will be 70. So x will be equals to 70 degrees. Now what about y? If this is 70, we can easily find out this angle will be y. Now we can easily find out the angle y. Angle y will be equals to 65 because it is making z with this angle. Now it means that the angle y will be 65 degrees. Let's move to question number 4. Question number 4, find the probability that she picks an odd number. Now what we have to do, we just count out the odd numbers, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this will be 4 by 7. Samira repeats this 35 times. Calculate the number of times Samira is expected to pick an odd. So what we have to do, simply multiply 4 by 7 with 35. So we will get 7 1s are, 7 5s are. So 4 into 5 is 20. Let's move to question number 5. Now in question number 5, they are saying that translate triangle by the vector this. So triangle T by the vector this means that 0 in the x-axis and minus 2 in the y-axis. So what we have to do is we have to simply shift all the points to 2 units to the towards 2 units towards the downward side. So this will be, this point will be here, this point will be here, and this will be here. So translation will be, this will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Now let's move to this one. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle U. We know that this one is not enlargement, this one is not translation, this one is not reflection even. So what we have to do is, we have to see, we can see that this one is a rotation, and rotation will be of towards this side, because this is the shape. We can use tracing paper, as well as we can directly say that this one is rotation, and rotation is of 90 degrees, so 90 degree anti-clockwise. And how to find the center of rotation? For center of rotation, what we have to do is, we have to simply count the corresponding value. Like you can see that this point is away what? This point is, you can see that 1 2 3 units away, and so it means that vertically this should be 1 2 3 units away. So 2 and 2 will be the final answer. Actually what we have to do, we have to draw the perpendicular bisector from these 2 points and draw a perpendicular bisector. Then draw a perpendicular bisector using these 2 corresponding points, and then what we have to see is, at the point where all the corresponding perpendicular bisector intersect, this point is called the center of rotation. Let's move to the next one. This one, solve this. So solve means we just need to rearrange it. So this will be 8x is equals to 39 minus 7, and we can write it as 8x is equals to 39 minus 7 is what? This will be 32 by 32, and then x will be equals to 32 by 8, which means 4. Let's move to the next one. 10y minus 2 is equals to 24. So 10y is equals to 24 plus 2, which means 10y is equals to 26, and then y will be equals to 13 by 10. Y will be equals to 26 by 10, which means if we simplify it, y will be equals to 13 by 5. We can write it as 13 by 5, or if we can directly use this way, and we can write it as 2.6. So both the answers are correct. So if either you can write 13 by 5 or 2.6. Let's move to the next one. There are first 4 terms of a sequence 11, 8, 5 and 2. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the next term. First of all, just find out the difference. The difference is of minus 3. Now be very careful about the negative number. Okay, so this one will be the negative difference, because usually we ignore the negative sign. So basically the difference will always be equals to next term minus previous term. So this will be equals to minus 1. The next term will be minus 1, because if we go towards the negative side, negative 3 units, so it will be like if we have 2, 1, 0 and minus 1. Now let's move to the next one. As you know that this one is a linear sequence, so we have to use this formula a1 plus n minus 1 into d. So an is equals to 11 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. So an is equals to 11 minus 3n plus 3. So this will be equals to 14 minus 3n. So 14 minus 3n will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 8. We have to find out the HCF. So for HCF, what we have to do is, we have to find out the common factors. So like 36 and 54. So 2 18s are, and then 2 27s are, then we can use 3, 3 6s are, 3 9s are, and then we can use 3 2s are, 3 3s are. We cannot go further because these are the common factors. So what we have to do, HCF will be equals to 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, 3 to the 6, 6 into 3 is 18. So 18 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 9. Now in question number 9 we have to find out AC. So vector AC will be equals to 2 times of vector AB. Now vector AB is 2 and minus 4. So what we have to do, we have to multiply with both the coordinates, x coordinate as well as the y coordinate, and then we can write it like, we can write it as AC will be equals to 4 and minus 8. Now the question is, find the coordinates of the point C. Now we know that if we want to find out the coordinates of AC, what we have to do, end point minus starting point. Now we know the value of AC, we don't know the value of OC, so just rearrange the equation. So AC plus OA will be equals to OC, which means AC is 4 and minus 8 and plus OA is 3 and minus 1 is equals to the point OC. So the coordinates of OC will be equals to 7 and minus 9. So we can write 7 and minus 9. Let's move to the part B. Now in part B, the length of AB is this. Length of AB means the magnitude of AB is this. So what we have to do, we have to find out the magnitude of AB. This will be equals to 2 square plus minus 4 square, and which means this will be equals to 4 plus 16, and magnitude of AB will be equals to square root of 20. Now this question is quite relevant to the surds. Also we know that we have discussed this thing, that how to simplify the surds. So we can write it as magnitude of AB will be equals to, we can write it as 4 into 5, which means square root of 4, which means square root of 5. And then finally we can write it as magnitude of AB will be equals to 2 into square root of 5. And hence we can say that k square root of 5 will be equals to 2 square root of 5. If we compare these two, k will be equals to 2. Let's move to the part C. Now in part C, P is the point of AB. P is a point on AB. Now first of all we have to understand that we will use the coordinates of AB. The coordinates of AB was 2 and minus 4. So 2 and minus 4. Then AP ratio PB is 1:3. Now AP, let's draw a line like this. Let AP ratio PB. AP ratio PB means that if AP is 1, PB will be 3. It means that if A to P, the length of A to P is 1, then P to B will be 3. This is basically the ratio, not the value. Keep this thing in your mind. Now what we have to do, we know the value of AB. So my question from all of you is that what will be the AP? AP will be like AP, vector AP. Let's see the AP. AP, if AP is 1, what will be the value of AB? We know from this line the ratio of AP and AB. If AP is 1, AB will be 4. If the distance of A to P is 1, then A to B will be 4. Now if we rearrange it, so AP will be equals to 1 by 4 into AB. Now we know the value of AB. So AB is, we know the coordinates of AB, 2 and minus 4. So if we simplify it, this will be 1 by 2 and minus 1, because we have to multiply 1 by 4 with 2, as well as we have to multiply 1 by 4 with minus 4. Now finally what we can conclude that AP is basically AP is the coordinates of AP is 1 by 2 and minus 1. So AP should be equals to end point minus starting point, and then we know the coordinates of A, we have to find out the coordinates of P. So if we rearrange it, OP will be equals to AP minus OA. Now AP is 1 by 2 and minus 1, minus OA will be equals to okay. Now if we simply just note down the point A, so A is 2 and minus 4, no, not 2 and minus 4, A is 3 and minus 1. So we have to write it like 3 and minus 1. Okay, this should be plus over here. So if we add it, so this will be equals to basically it's 1 by 2 is basically 0.5. So we can write it as 3.5 and 3.5 and minus 2. So 3.5 and minus 2 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 10. Question number 10, what we have to do, the diagram shows a sector of a circle with center this. The length of the arc is n pi centimeter. Find the value of n. So it's very simple. We know that this arc length of a sector will be equals to theta by 360. Basically this one is the arc length. The formula for the arc length is theta by 360 into 2 pi r. R is 18. Now we can simplify it like 45 ones and 45 what we can do okay, let's simplify it like this. 45 ones are 1 2 3 4 5 6. So, or we can say, let's say you cannot do it without using the calculator. So what we can do is 4 nines are 5 nines are 45, and then 5 sevens are 35. One is carry, so 2s are. Then again we can simplify it like this. 3 threes are 9, 3 twos are 6. One is carry, and then 3 fours are 12. Again we can simplify it like 3. Basically now this one is 3 by 24 into 2 pi 18. Now this will be 3 ones and 3 12s, 3 ones and 3 6 7 8, 3 eights, and then 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8. So this will be 18 by 4. Again we can see 18 by 4 pi. Now how we can simplify it? We can just write down the value of this. So we can write it like 2s and then 9s. So this will be 4.5 pi. And finally we can have, and if we compare it with n pi, this will be, n will be equals to 4.5. There is another way that we can use the same formula like this, that 45 by 360 degrees into 2 pi into 18. So basically this will be 45 by 360 into 36 pi. Now we can simplify these two, like 36 ones are 36 tens are. So 45 by 10 pi, which means 4.5 pi. This will be the answer. Now it's up to you, but the thing is you can solve it without using the calculator. Now let's move to the next one. We have to write it in the standard form. So 1 2 3. So this will be 7.08 multiplied by 10 raised to power. Now we are moving towards the right side, so it means we have to use the negative sign. Now similarly what we have to do over here in the second part. In the first part, the final answer will be 7.08 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 3. Let's move to the next one. We cannot add these two, like we cannot solve the b part. So what we have to do is we have to write it like this. Either make it 23 or make this one 22. So we have to write the first part as 22. What we have to do, we have to add 1 over here. So if we want to add 1 over here, we have to shift the decimal 1 unit towards the left side. So 0.38 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 23 plus 3.8 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 23. Now if we add these two, like 3.8 and 0.38, the answer will be 8, 8, 1 and then 4. So the final answer point will be over here. So the final answer will be 4.18 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 23. This will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next one, question number 12. Now in question number 12, find the angle PRQ. PRQ. We have to find out this angle. Now we know the property of an angle, that the angle subtended by a diameter angle. Okay, they say that give geometrical reason for your answer. Okay, fine. Then we can write it like we can write the final answer over here. So we know that this angle will be of 90 degree. So we can say that the angle PRQ will be equals to 180 minus 90 minus 74. So this will be 90 minus 74, which means 16. So 16 will be the answer, and the reason for this will be the angle subtended by a diameter will be 90 degrees. And the second reason is sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next one. Question number 13. 100 students solve a puzzle. The table shows information about the time taken by each student to solve the puzzle. So what we have, find estimated mean. Now we know that the formula for the mean is summation of fx by summation of f. So which means that now we know that x will be equals to 30, and then x will be equals to here x will be equals to 50. X will be equals to 50, yes, because middle value will be 50, and here the x will be equals to 80. Now what we have to do is we have to multiply, we have to find out the fx. So fx will be equals to, basically this will be 30 into 30, this will be 50 into 40, this will be 80 into 30. Now although it's a bit scary that we have to add it without using the calculator, but don't worry about it. Simply simplify it like this. 30 into 30 will be equals to this will be, okay, you can use the rough page or the rough working for this. 30 into 30 0 0, then 3 0 the 0, 3 3 the 9. I am doing it just to make it easier for you. So this will be 900. 50 into 40. So for 50 into 40, what we have to do, 50 into 40, which means 0 0, then 0 5 4 the 20. So this will be equals to 200, not 200, it will be 2000. Okay, so we can write it over here, 2000 plus again 20, 80 into 30, 80 into 30, so 0 0 again, and 0 8 3 the 24. So this will be 2400. So now we can easily add this one whole divided by x, because summation of f. So now we can say that 900 plus we can add these two. This will be 4400 whole divided by 100. So 4400 and 900. So 4400 and 900. So this will be 0 0. This will be equals to 13. This will be 5. So 5300. So we can say that the mean will be equals to 5300 divided by 100. We can cancel out these two. So the answer will be 53. Let's move to the next one, frequency density. Now we know that frequency density is equals to frequency divided by the class width. So we know the value of, for the first one. What we have to do, we have to find out the frequency density for the rest of the intervals. So what we have to do is we have to frequency divided by class width. For the first one, for the second one, for this interval, 40 divided by frequency divided by the class width. So we can cancel out these two. So this will be 2. So what we have to do is we have to draw it like this. Okay, let's move to the second one. This one, for this last interval, this will be frequency divided by 40. So frequency divided by 40, this will be basically 0.75. So what we have to do, we have to draw it like over here, 0.75. So 5, 6, 7 and 75. Okay, so this will be over here. Okay, now let's see how we can say that 3 by 4 is 0.75. We can just use the basic division, that this will be 3, this will be 4, just 0.0 over here. So for 7s are 28, so we have 2 remainder. So just use another 0 over here, so 0.75. So you can simplify these numbers using the basic division. Let's move to part B. In the part B, what we have to do, the data is given to us. We have to draw the cumulative frequency. Okay, cumulative frequency is also given to us. So what we have to do, at 20 it's 0, then at 40 it's 12, then at 60 it's 36, 60 it's 36, then at 80 it's 60, 80 it's 60, then at 100 it's 74, 100 it's 74, then at 120 it's 80, 120 it's 80. So basically this will be the cumulative frequency. And the good part is, if there is a slight changes, if there is slight mistake in this part, then you will get the advantage of error carry forward. So this will be, try to make it as smooth as you can. The median. Okay, for median what we have to do, we have to see the highest cumulative frequency, it's 40, and the middle point should be it's 80 and the middle point should be 40. So 40, at 40 we have to see the corresponding value. So this will be equals to almost 63. So 63 will be the median. Let's move to the lower quartile. Lower quartile means we have to see the lower quartile means the median of the lower half. So this will be at 20, because from 0 to 40 the middle value should be at 20. So this will be the value like at 50. So what we have to do, we have to see that this one is almost 49. So we can say that this will be 49. I hope that this thing is clear to all of you. If there is a slight change in the final answer, it's acceptable in this one. Let's move to question number 14. Now in question number 14, it's 0.25 and you can see the dot. So what we have to do, let's say let x is equals to 0.25, 5, 5 and 5. Now what we have to do is we have to multiply it with 10. We have to multiply, if let's say if we have to multiply it with 10, what will be the answer? This will be 2.5555 and so on. So we can write it as 10x is equals to 2 plus 0.5555 and so on. So 10x minus 2 is equals to 0.5555, and then what we have to do, multiply 10 on both sides. So we will get 100x minus 20 is equals to 5.5555 and so on. So 100x minus 20 is equals to 5 plus 0.555 and so on. So what we have to do is we can write it, we know that this 0.555 is equals to, this portion is equals to 10x minus 2. So for 10x we can replace it with 10x minus 2. So 5 plus 10x minus 2, now we can easily rearrange it. So 100x is equals to 5 minus 2 plus 20 plus 10x, and then we can rearrange it like this. 100x, although it is a bit lengthy now, but believe me, you will get the correct answer. So this will be 990x, 990, not 990, 99x, 99x is equals to 23, and then x will be equals to 23 by 99. This will be the final answer. Or we can say 0.25 is equals to 23 by 99. This will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one, question number 15. Now in question number 15, what we have to do is we have to write down the coordinates of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. It's very simple. We can see that this point, the coordinates will be, x coordinate is 2 and y coordinate is 0. Please do not change the x and y coordinate. Okay, no need to change the x and y coordinate. Okay, now what will be the answer? 2 and 0. Let's move to the next one. Write down the equation of the asymptote. This question is very simple, that what we have to do is we have to see that asymptote will be, these two lines will be the asymptotes, this line and this line, because we can see that on these 2 points we don't have any value in the graph. So it means what? It means that at this point x is equals to 0, and at this point y is equals to minus 1. So we will have two equations, x is equals to 0 and y is equals to minus 1. Let's move to the C part. By drawing a suitable line on the grid, solve this thing. Now we know that this portion is 2x minus x. So 2x minus x will be, 2x minus x will be equals to y. So what we have to do is we can write it, we can replace it with y. So y minus 1 is equals to 0. So which means y is equals to 1. Now y is equals to 1, y is equals to 1, y is equals to 1 will be this one, will be this one. Okay? Now at this point we have to see the corresponding value. We have to see the corresponding value, the point where the graph cuts this line. So this will be, this line is y is equals to 1. Now we can see the corresponding point. This one is basically y is equals to 1. Y is equals to 1. Now at y is equal, by drawing a suitable line, solve this. Solve means we have to find out the value of x. So at y is equals to 1, y is okay, there is a slight change, that we know that there is a slight change over here. So we can see that y is equals to 2 by x minus 1. Fine. So 2 by x minus 1 minus x is equal to 0. So this portion is equals to y. So y minus x is equals to 0. So y is equals to x. So what we have to do, we have to draw the line y is equals to x. So y is equals to x will be this line, like this line. We need to change it like this will be, yes, this will be the line. Okay, draw it very carefully. Let me use it again. Like at when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is 2. So it means that this should be the line. We need to connect it like this. This is almost T, and then we can draw it like this, and we can see the intersection point. So we will have two intersection point. The one is, we can see over here, the x coordinate is -2, the x coordinate is -2, and the other one is 1. So you can see that this line intersect the curve at 1 when x is 1. Let's move to question number 16. Question number 16. Now question number 16, what we have to do, find the total surface area of the solid. So for total surface area, what we have to do, we have to find out the area of each side. So we know that the area of the base will be pi r square. So this will be pi into 6 square. Then we know that this portion is basically a cylinder, and the area of cylinder will be what? Sorry, basically the curved surface area will be 2 pi r h. So the curved surface area will be 2 pi into 6 into height of the cylinder is 5. Now for the last one, the hemisphere, this will be basically 4 pi r square. R square is 6 square. This formula is for the sphere divided by 2. Now just simplify, this will be 36 pi plus 5 to the 10, and then this will be 60 pi plus 2 into 36 pi. So if we simplify it further, this will be 96 pi plus 72 pi. Now 96 plus 72, the answer will be 6 to the 96, 6 and 2 is 8, and then 9 and 7, 7, 14, 15. So 158 pi will be the answer. So if we, not 158, 168 will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Now the answer for this will be 168 pi. Let's move to question number 17. Now for question number 17, we can write 125 is equals to 5 cube. So just write it as 5 cube. So we know that whenever we have power on power, this is the basic rule of indices, we can multiply it. So what we have to do is, this should be 5 square, which means 25. 25 should be the final answer. Now for the next one, again we can write 4 as 2 square. So just write it as 2 square minus 5 by 2. Whenever we have power on power, so we can just write it like this. So 2 power minus 5, which means 1 by 2 power 5, which means 1 by 32. So 1 by 32 will be the final answer. If you have any confusion, you can write it like this: 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. The answer for the first 3 2's is 8. The answer for the last 2 is 4. So 8 4 the 32. So you can directly multiply it like this if you are not clear that how to find out 2 power 5. Let's move to question number 18. Rationalize the denominator. Now we know that for denominator, what we have to do, we have to simply multiply with square root of 3. The answer for the denominator will be 3 by 9 square root of 3. Now 9 square root of 3, we can cancel out 3 1s are 3 3s are. So the final answer will be 3 square root of 3. Let's move to the part B. Now in the part B, what we have to do is, we have to simply multiply it. So if you multiply 5 with 1, the answer will be 5. If you multiply 5 with this will be 15 square root of 2. Then minus square root of 2. Then minus 3 square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2. So if we simplify it further, this will be 14 square root of 2 minus 3 into 4. So 12, not 4, it should be 2, because we know that square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2, this will be equals to square root of 2 square, and we can cancel out these two. So this should be 2. So 5 minus 6 plus 14 square root of 2, so which means minus 1 plus 14 square root of 2. And if we compare it with this thing, k square root of 2, we can see that c will be equals to minus 1 and k will be equals to 14. Let's move to question number 19. Now for question number 19, what we have to do, simply multiply. No need to make the same denominator, simply multiply, simply we can cancel out these two, and then 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, and then this should be 5b by 2. So 5b by 2 will be the final answer. Now here let's move to part B. Part B, what we have to do, simply multiply it with 2. So this will be 2p by 4 plus 3t by 4, and this will be equal, as you can see that the denominator is same, so 2p plus 3t will be the final answer. So we can write it like this, 2p plus 3t whole divided by 4. Let's move to the C part. In the C part, again we have to simply multiply this fraction with x plus 1 and this fraction with x minus 2, and then x plus 1 into x minus 2. We know that the denominator is same, so we can write it as x plus 1 into x minus 2, and then what we can do, we can write it as 2x plus 2. Okay, keep this thing in your mind that whenever you have a negative sign over here, no need to write it in a single step, so that you won't have any mistake in your working. So we can write it as 2x minus 2 minus 3x plus 6 whole divided by x plus 1. No need to multiply the denominator, it is not required, because they say they simplified and write your answer as a single fraction. So this should be equals to minus x plus 8 whole divided by x plus 1 into x minus 2. This should be the final answer. Let's move to the question number 20. In question number 20, what we have to do, it's given that y is equals to k by square root of x. Now they are saying that x is equals to 9, y is equals to 2. So we can say, we can find out the value of k, like 2 is equals to k by square root of 9. So which means 2 is equals to k by 3, which means k is equals to 2 into 3. So finally k will be equals to 6. Now let's move to this part, that find the value y when x is equals to 3. We have to use the same equation. Now y is equals to 6 divided by square root of 36. Just put the values of x and put the values of k. So 6 by 6 will be, y will be equals to 1. I hope that this thing is clear to all of you. If still you have any confusion, any doubt, you can ask it in the comment section. Let's move to the B part. When x is increased by a factor of 4, find the value of y changes by a factor of p. Okay, fine. So basically the original equation was y, basically they are saying x is increased by the factor of x, by the factor of 4. It means that now the new x is basically the 4x. Now what we have to do, we can write it as y is proportional to 1 by 4x, and we can write it as y is proportional to 1 by square root of 4 multiplied by square root of x. Now we know that y is proportional to 1 by 2 square root of x. Now from here we can directly say that the change is basically 1 by 2. So we can write p should be equals to 1 by 2. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next one. That this is the question. Find the x coordinate of A and the x coordinate of B. Okay, x coordinate of A and x coordinate of B. It means that for x coordinate, we know that for at A and B, the y coordinate should be 0 because it is on the x-axis. So that is why 0 is equals to 3x minus x cube. Now we can take x as common. So this should be 3 minus x square. And if we rearrange it, this will be, we can, from here we can say that x should be equals to 0 and 3 minus x square should be equals to 0, which means that x square should be equals to 3. And from here we can say x should be equals to plus minus square root of 3. As in the question it is mentioned that we have to write down the exact values. So what we have to do, we have to write it like a should be minus square root of 3 and b should be plus square root of 3. I hope that the concept is clear. Differentiate 3x minus x cube. So for how we can differentiate it? So we can write it as the differentiation will be 3 minus 3x square. 3 minus 3x square. Find the coordinates of P and Q. Now P and Q are basically the stationary point. As they are saying that P and Q are the turning points. So turning points means that we know that this is dy by d of x. So at turning point or at stationary point or at vertex or at maximum and minimum point, dy by dx should be equals to 0. So 0 is equals to 3 minus 3x square, and if we rearrange it, 3x square is equals to 3, x square is equals to 3 by 3. So x square will be equals to 1, and from here we can say that x will be equals to plus minus 1, because when you have to take the square root over here. So x coordinate will be 1 and minus 1. Now let's find out the y coordinate. For y coordinate, keep this thing in your mind. You have to use the original equation. Original equation is y is equal to 3x minus x cube. So y is equals to 3x minus x square. Just put x over here, y will be 1, so y will be 2. So when you put x is equals to minus 1, let's see what will happen. So this should be minus 3 and minus 1, minus 3, and this should be minus 3 and minus 1. 3x minus x square, yes, 3x minus x square. So now when you put, okay, it's x cube, be very careful about it. So x, it should be x cube. So x cube means if you take the cube of this, the answer will be minus this. So minus 3 plus 1 will be minus 2. So this will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. If still you have any doubt, any confusion, you can ask it in the comment section. Now you can see the another question, tan exact value of tan 60. So this should be equals to square root of 3. I told you that how to make a table to learn the trigonometric ratios, the values of the trigonometric ratios. If you have skipped that video, you can see the link in the description. You can see the link in the videos that how you can make a table in 1 or 2 minutes. So we will skip this part and you can see the video that how you can make the table without using the calculator. Now let's see this one, solve 2x minus 1. So if we rearrange it, 2 sine of x is equals to 1. So sine of x is equals to 1 by 2. So x will be equals to sine inverse of 1 by 2. This will be the reference angle. Sine inverse of 1 by 2 is 30 degrees. So reference angle is of 30 degrees. Now the next step is we have to use the cast. So CAST. By the way, you can use this working in the rough space or on an extra space. So you can save the space for your original working. So this angle will be 30, this angle will be 30. So x will be equals to 30 degrees and x will be equals to 180 minus 30 degrees. So you will have two answers, x is equals to 30 and x is equals to 50 degrees. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the B part, the second part, the question number 23. I think this one is the second last question. Okay, now you can see find the position vector of M. Now position vector of M means you have to find out the vector OM. Position vector is basically the vector which starts from the origin. Now the equation for OM will be equals to OA plus AM. OA plus AM. Now what about AM? M is the midpoint of AC. It means that AM is half of AC. Okay, what about then AC? Now, how we can find out the AC? So for AC, what we can do is we can write the equation for AC. Let's use the red pen for this so that you can easily understand. For AC, the equation should be AO plus OB plus BC. This was the pattern we use, that we have to travel. This one is AC, so we have to travel from starting point. This one is the starting point, this one is the end point. So for the equation, what we have to use, the process is that we have to move from starting point till end point. So but the problem is we don't know the value BC. So for BC we will use this thing. Now BC is equals to 3 times OA, which means 3A. Now it is given that OA is small a, then AO will be minus A, OB will be B, and BC will be 3A. So if we simplify it, this will be equals to 2A plus B. I think this thing is clear to all of you. If not, then you can ask it in the comment section. Now just put it over here. So AM will be equals to half of 2A plus B. Now just put this one over here. So OA is small a plus this should be A plus 1 by 2B, because if you multiply 1 by 2 with this will be equals to A. If you multiply 1 by 2 with B, this will be equal to this. So 2A plus 1 by 2B will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. You need to write your final answer over here. Let's move to question number 24. This will be the last question, and you can see that the time was more than enough to solve this paper. And you can see the overall time, although we have explained a lot of extra things during this paper, but still you can see that you can easily manage to complete this paper on time. Now the line, this end intersect this line. Now a lot of students skip this question because they don't understand the concept of this. I always told you that whenever a line and the curve intersect, you have to solve it simultaneously. So simultaneous means you can see that both the first equation y is the subject and in the second one y is the subject. So just equate it, just put one equation in the second one. You can easily solve this one like this: 5x minus 7x minus 12 minus 3 is equals to 0. I just shift these two terms towards the left side, and we can easily get the final answer. This should be minus 15 is equals to 0. Now from here onwards we can use the midterm breaking. So how we can use the midterm breaking? This should be x square minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 is equals to 0. So take x as common, so x minus 5 plus 3 as common, so x minus 5. So finally we can say that we will have two values of x. So x plus 3 is equals to 0. So x minus 5 is equals to 0 and x plus 3 is equals to 0. So x will be equals to 5 and x will be equals to minus 3. Is it clear or not? So this should be 5 and minus 3. I think the concept is clear. Now what you have to do, just put it in any of the equation and you will get the corresponding value of, like y is equals to 7x plus 3. Just put x is equals to 5. You will get y is equals to 7 into 5 plus 3. So this will be equals to 35 plus 3, which means 38. So this will be 38. And when x is minus 3, y is equal to 7 into minus 3 plus 3. So this will be equals to minus 21 plus 3, which means minus 18. This will be the final answer. I think that is it for today. and if you have any question you can ask it in the comment section. Plus you can join the WhatsApp link given in the description to ask questions. And if you need this PDF document, you can also ask it in the comment section. Thank you everyone. I think that is it from my side. Thank you.